Hey guys, this is Jerry Mateo with Plugin Boutique, and today we're going to be taking a look at Halftime from CableGuys. This is a really cool plugin. It's basically designed to slow down your audio, but it does it in a very interesting way. You have four main sections. You have your ability to choose how long the loop is going to be, basically having a buffer of 8 bars, or I could have it all the way down to a 16th note. You have the on and off section, which is right here. You just turn it on and off, and then you can actually fade in how it goes into the transition from slow to fast, represented by these little fade out sections, which actually can go from instant all the way down to 16 bars, but it starts off at fast. Now, then we have our modes. There are 3 speeds that we can go at: 1.5, 2, which is half as fast, and then 4 times slower. Now, each one of these has a very different sound. 1.5 is basically a very syncopated triplet note sound. 2 is half speed. 4 is obviously 4 times slower. Then we have our smooth function. This basically smooths out the algorithm where you can either have lots of processing where it has glitches and errors, which is all the way to the left. And then you have more percussive sounds when you're getting more to the middle. The middle is off. Sustain is basically kind of sustaining the note into the next loop. And then we have swell, which kind of swells it up right here, allows us to control where it's going to start and stop processing the audio. So I can have only my low end being processed, or I can bring it up so that the low end and high end get processed differently. And I can do the same thing with the high end where I can completely take out of the algorithm. We have a mix knob. For this, I prefer to use the bands because it's really awesome automation tricks. And besides that, it's good to go. So I'm going to play this. This is not an electronic music track, so that's actually something that's pretty interesting. But I want to show you guys some really cool effects you can do if maybe you're doing something for like a video game or a movie score, and you might need to change up the same part just for some added dramatic effect. So this is the loop that I've created. It's really simple, and it's nothing to write home about, but it'll get the job done. So that's a pretty simple loop, right? Check out what happens if I just have this up at its normal 8 bars with half speed. Times 4 speed. And then 1.5. Bypass. Really cool. It almost changes the way that this is performed, which is a really interesting thing if you want to grab samples and loops from other tracks or albums and really kind of change them up. Now, there are a lot of time stretching effects out there, but one thing that makes this interesting is the way that it works. So we're going to set it up at a quarter note, half speed, and then we're going to change up the transition to 1 quarter note. So I'm going to have it off, and then I'm going to turn it on. You're going to see how it slowly goes into it and then goes out of it. So here we go. Off. Really cool, right? Now, watch what happens if we mess around with this little frequency band. And then we go to the high end. So pretty cool. You can do lots of proper automated effects to kind of get some weird effects and sounds. Now, check out what happens if we do the quarter notes and we mess around with the smooth function. This is going to completely change the way it sounds. We're going to start with it off, and then we're going to go all the way to the left to effects, and we're going to bring it up to percussion, then smooth, then sustain, and then swell. So let's start with it off. Here we go. Bring it up to percussive, and then to smooth. And then some swell. So pretty cool. And even if you don't make beats and stuff like that, people like me can actually use this. This is a really simple and easy plugin to use. It's 0 latency, which means that we could do this live, or you could record through this to kind of get some really weird effects. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. This is Jerry Mateo with Plugin Boutique, and I'll see you guys next time.